Hi everyone, welcome to another video. In this video, we are going to look at working with text data. Now, let me try to increase this. Yes. So text data. Most data types are classified as numeric, character, or date. All right, let us focus on each character or text data type in SQL. Right, these data types handle groups of alphanumeric characters, that is letter and numbers, known as strings. So keyword, we want to treat data types that are known as strings, right? It can be letters, it can be numbers, but hey, these are known as strings, right? So they are less restrictive than other data types and have fewer properties. You can store a number in a character data type. So remember, strings, we can store a number in a character data type. At the end of the day, that character will be termed as string, right? But you cannot store a letter in a numeric data type. Very, very important. So character data types can be classed as one of the following: fixed length. So they have a predetermined and fixed size. Variable length, very large characters. This is used to store entire files. So let's look at fixed length. So fixed length text data type is represented as CHR, right? Char. So when we use this kind of syntax is especially when we want to create table. When you are creating a table and you want to define what that column data type will look like. Do you want that column data type to be a char data type, right? Do you want it to be a fixed length data type, so that anything that we are fixing in that column would have a fixed length? That's basically what we are trying to do. So this kind of what we are trying to explain here is mostly used when we are trying to create tables, right? So when we define a char data type, we must also define the length of the string. Very important. So let's say you have a column, right? In a customer table, you have a column called name, right? And you are designing that column and you want that name column to just house character or characters or strings, right? That will not be more than 4 letters, right? So in that sense, you can use char data type to have that fixed length, right? You can do char bracket 4. That's basically it, because you want your column to just house 4 letters, right? That's the idea. So remember, character has fixed length, right? So now if you notice, it says when creating a table, for example, create table, ID, number, name. Now look at you defining the data type of that column, in the sense that this name column would be a char data type that would house fixed length of 48 characters or 48 letters, right? It must not be more than, it must not be less, right? So that's the idea. So let's look at variable length. So variable length is just maybe opposite, I would say somewhat opposite than our char character length, or rather our fixed length characters, right? In this sense, when we want to define that maybe name column in our customer table and we want a variable character, it means that even if we fix variable character 48, it means that it can be 48. So somebody might come and fix a name that is as long as that has 48 characters or 48 letters, or can fix a name that is just like 5 characters, right? That's why it is variable, right? But the idea is it should not be more than 48 letters. So that's the meaning. That's basically what all this is explaining. But let's look at text data type when you want to work with this kind of columns, right? What does it entail? What syntax do we need? Do we need syntax like lowercase, uppercase, syntax like, right? Different syntax that will help us play with columns that houses these kinds of data type, right? Variable length data types, fixed lengths, and very large character data type. So let's head over to our DBMS and then let's just play with some text syntax, right? So I'll head over to this. Yes, so this is where we stopped in when we were working with our numeric data type, right? And we said it is vital we use summary statistics to get insight from our numerical data type column. So let us try the same, right, with the character data type columns, right? And before we can do that, let us do our working with, I think, text data type. Yeah, columns. That's basically what we want to do today. So before we can do that, let's try to check for, let's use our Pragma table info. So let's look at how the customer table is, right? So let's look at this. So let's run this. So let's have a sneak peek of our customer table. Let us understand what columns are in this table and what are the data types. Do we have more of the text data type column, right? Do we have more of the character data type column in this table? Or do we have more numerical data type columns, right? So once we run this, so now watch. So notice that we have customer ID, which the data type is an integer, right? Because it's telling us we don't have a null value here, right? It's not null. Yes, we don't have a null value, and it definitely, when you have an identifier column, you must not have a null value, right? So this is basically a numeric data type. But now we have first name, last name, a lot of variable characters, and if you notice, we have n varchar, right? So you want to ask yourself, what is the difference between when we just have varchar and then n varchar? So basically, varchar is when you want to, it helps with a unique language, in the sense that when you are fixing the description of your data type column or your column, and you have that uniformity of your language to just be in one language. But when you are using n varchar, it means that it is variable, in the sense that you can fix with different languages, right? It might not just be only English language, something like that. So that's basically the difference. But they have the same concept, right? Concept in the sense that so far it is variable. You can either, if you fix a column, right, this column name to be first name, and you fix it, you want the data type to be varchar 40. It means that anybody entering a name, his or her first name in this column, should have a first name less than 40 letters or equal to 40 letters. It shouldn't be more than 40, right? Because the column will cry out an error. That's the meaning. It's the same thing that goes to n varchar, but the difference is n varchar has that tendency to accept different kinds of languages, right? That's the idea. Now let's go. Notice that we have a lot of variable character columns. So in this sense, we have a lot of text data type column. That's the idea. We have a lot of character data type columns, right? So if you see company this column called company has a data type text or variable character 80. So you can as well write in one entry, you can have a company name that has almost 79 letters or 80 letters, right? That's the idea. So notice that we have a lot of variable character columns. So I think we can play with this. So let's see how we can use different syntax to play with these columns, first name, last name, company, address, the houses, or that have these character data types or text data types. So let's go. So that's the first thing. We've been able to decipher that yes, we have a lot of text data type columns in our customer table. So let's see what we can do. So let's say we want to write, let's say, okay, write a query that will be return all tracks that contain the word love, right? So we basically want to now see or write a query that will return tracks that contain the word love. Now, what syntax, right? What syntax can we use to help us play with our text data type column, right, in this customer table, right? And mind you, right, this is telling us that we want to work with our tracks table. Very important, guys. We want to work with our tracks table. Write a query that will return all tracks that contain the word love. So what I always do is, when I see this, I would want to visualize what that table is. I want to know the columns that are in that table so that I would know how to place my query, right? So as I've been explaining throughout the videos, right, either you come to your browse data, right, and then you go to tracks table. Let's see what we have in our tracks table. Oh, okay, we have a track ID, we have name, we have album ID, we have media type ID, genre ID. The way I'm looking at this, I know these are all numeric data types, right? But looking at this is a character data type column or a text data type column because we have strings in it, right? This is also a numeric data type column. This is also a text or a character data type column. So I will move. Okay, we have milliseconds, byte, unit price. Okay, so now remember the question says we want to. It's very important that you first of all decipher what your questions want from you, right? It says write a query that will return all tracks that contain the word love. So basically, we are looking at our tracks table, not our customer table in this sense, right? And once I'm looking at my track table, I want to return the name of all the tracks. We have all the name column here that houses all the track, right? We want to now return specific track names that has love in it. That is, so in that sense, I've been able to break down what I want to do. So now I will go and say, okay, since I have an idea of what I want to do, I would say, okay, select everything. So everything is that I want to see all my columns in my outer result, right? I want to see, because remember guys, in your select statement, you have that flexibility of choosing what columns you want to see in your final result. But if I do select all, meaning I want to be able to see all my columns in my final result, right? Now select everything from where? From tracks table. That's basically where we are looking out for, right? From tracks table, where what are we trying to do here? Where name, remember guys, name, that's where we have all the track names, right? And it says we want to return all tracks, right? So it is very, very important that you decipher these things, right? Normally I would have said return all track names and it will be easier for everybody, but now I just said that we return all tracks. So invariably we know that we want to look at a text data type, right? Now, and it is the names that will be able to help us search for if we have love in them, right? Or love in the track names. So we do where name, remember, where name, like. So there is a syntax called like. So this is a very, very beautiful syntax. It helps a lot when you're working with text data type, character data type, right, in SQL. Like, it's very, 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 very beautiful. So if I do where name like, then I put this, right? I put this and I say where name like, then I want love, right? That's basically what we want, love. And then I put this. So I will explain what this means as we go on, right? And then I say, okay, let me stop here and then close this. So basically what I've been able to do is I've been able to simplify this sentence here with my query. I said, please, SQL, select all columns, right, from track table, right, but a filter should be there, which is where we have where clause, right, where the name column, where the name of this track should have at least love in them. So the title of the track should have love. So what this percentage sign is doing here is, it's saying, so far, I'm not concerned about what is in the beginning of the track name. I don't really care. And then I'm not concerned about what is in the end of the track name. What I just want is, so far there is love, L-O-V-E, in the title name, please return it. That's basically what this means. That's basically what it means. So we'll do one or two more examples so everybody would understand. So if I run this, watch. Oh, it's saying we have no such table as tracks. So no issues. So let's see what track, not tracks. I don't know why this tracks keeps confusing me. So let's run it again. See? So now guys, watch. Now we have in our name, notice that we have love, right? L-O-V-E. This title name has love in it. That's basically what we want, right? This one has love. This one has love. Whether how many times it does not concern it, right? The main thing is it has letter L-O-V-E in the title name, right? Now watch something. You notice that this has something that you see this one. This one has lover man, right? He did not really care whether love is in tandem with another sentence, right? Lover man. The main thing is in that title, he has L-O-V-E, whether it starts from the beginning or in the end. So far, it is inside. This is this. We have Do You Love Me? He does not really care about what began the L-O-V-E or what ends the L-O-V-E. It's just that so far, the title name has L-O-V-E in it. So that's basically what this ampersand or percentage sign means. So it works with this like syntax. Very beautiful syntax. So let's see one or two more examples and then we would be okay. Now let's say we want to what will I do? Okay, let's see, guys. So write a query where it returns. So what we are doing, we are basically working with text data type, character data types, right? But we have syntax that would help us. Now we've been able to learn about like and then the percentage sign. But let's do more examples for us to understand. Where it returns customers. Guys, beware. Remember, write a query where it returns customers. So your mind should be going towards the customer table now, not the tracks table. Right? With email addresses. Pardon me, my spelling. Email addresses that have domains that end in 3 letters. So it says write a query where it returns customers with email addresses that have domains that end in 3 letters, right? So as I said, my routine is when I see a table that is involved in this kind of question, I would want to visualize that table. I want to see what columns are inside this table and then understand the question first. Right? So in this sense, I want to see my customer table. I want to see it in my result like this. Right? I can either come to browse data or I can just first of all write my select all, right, from customers table. Yeah, I want this. Yeah, this is what I want, right? So I'll do, so either I come to browse data to check this or I run this here. what is happening? What's okay from? So I run. So yes, I have first name, last name. So he said where return customers with email addresses. So I'm interested in what column in my customer table now. Email address. Let me see whether we have email. Okay, we have email, right? And we also have addresses. So it's basically not these addresses, right? It is our email addresses. Now it says that have domains that end in 3 letters. Domains that end in 3 letters. So if you notice, we have domains that end in 2 letters, DE-NO, but this ends in 3 letters, right? COM. So what this question is trying to get from us is, please, we want to just see the record that has, after dot, we want to see 3 letters, right? That ends in 3 letters. So basically, this will not be in our result because this one ends in 2 letters, NO. After our dot, right? You see how I've been able to decipher the question to understand what I want before even writing any query. It's very, very important, guys. So now what we'll do is, okay, we'll come and say, okay, we want to also filter. So where will be also important in this case, right? We want to filter from our large records and then get specific records. So definitely where will be important, where clause will be important too. So select. So do you have select columns that you want to see, or we want to see everything in our table? Yes, I want to see everything. So select all. So assuming this question says, please write a query where it will return the customer name and email addresses that have domains that end in 3 letters. Now, in that sense, I will not put my select all. I will just come and put select name, I think. We have name. Hope we have name here. Okay, yeah. I can come and say select my first name because the question says, please, we want the first name and then email addresses, right? Email. That's the column name here, right? Yeah, email, right? So that is what I would have placed in. That's what I would have placed in my select query if this question told us to actually return customers with their first name and email addresses that have domains that end in 3 letters, right? But hey, it just told us return customers with email addresses that have domains that end in 3 letters. So we are not basically interested in selecting some columns. We want all the columns. See how important it is to understand your question, what you want to do. So from what table? From our customers table, of course. Right, then now this is where it gets tricky. Say where, because we want to filter out now. Then we'll say where, what column are we trying to filter with? Remember, email. We want to be able to have our email addresses that ends in 3-letter words. That ends in 3-letter words. Very important. So we'll do where email. Right, okay. So it has given me the column name, email. Like, remember our like function. Like, so open our quotation. So how do we do this? We'll say, remember when we used our percentage sign, we said regardless. Percentage means we don't care about what would happen, right? Any number of characters, that's what percentage means, right? Any number of characters, that's what percentage means, right? That's what we used here. We said, so far, any number of characters is before love, we don't care. Any number of characters after love, we don't care. We just want love to be present in our track name, right? So in that sense, I'll say, I'm not really concerned about the beginning part of my email, right? I'll put my percentage sign here, right? I'm not really worried. But what I'm worried is I want to be able to have, after my full stop, it must have 3-letter words, right? I'll put full stop, and then there's something we call, we use this, right? Underscore, right? It helps us, you know how this is telling us any number of characters, right? But this one tells us a fixed number of character. So in that sense, I'll do underscore. Remember that it says that after full stop, we just want to have 3 letters. So I'll do underscore 1, 2, and 3. So let me run this so everybody understand what I'm doing. So if I run this and then see, if we go now, see that all we have is just after our full stop, we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We don't have anything that ends in 2-letter words, right? After our domain name, right? So let's say this underscore that I fixed here, let's say I do it, I make it 2, just 2 underscore, right? So 1, 2. So if I run this, watch what will happen. So what I'm trying to tell the query is, please return the customers or return records from our customer table where their email addresses ends in 2 letters, right? Where their domains end in 2 letters. That's basically what we just did here, because we did 2 underscore, right? So once I run this, when we go to our email, so it has given us all the customers, Louis and everybody that has domain name with 2-letter words ending it. I hope I've been able to explain. So it's very, very important when you are using your like syntax, you understand the meaning of these 2 words, right? It's very, very important you understand the meaning of these 2 words. This one means any character, and this one means underscore means a fixed character. Let me use that word. Fixed length or fixed character. Right. So anytime you use an underscore, it means that you want an output of 1, right? 1 letter. If you use 2 underscore, it means that you want an output of 2 letters, right? But if you use your percentage sign, it means that you don't care any number of characters, right? You don't really mind the number, the character count, right? So I'll do any number of character. So yes, so I think let's try one last example, and then we would end it there. So let's try one. So write a query that will return all customers. So it's telling us all customers, right? So meaning we are looking towards our customer table again. Customers that live in the United Kingdom. So now let's do the same thing that I always say. I always try to visualize the table, right? And then link it to what the question says. So we are looking at customers and then living in United Kingdom. So let's see if we have like city or states or whatever in our customer column. So I'll go to my browse data this time. I don't want to use our select statement, right? I'll go to customer. Now we have first name, last name. These are all character data type or text data type, right? Company as well. We checked it initially, right? Where we saw they have NVACHA as their character data type, right? So we said we want to be able to see our customers that live in United Kingdom. So I think it should be United Kingdom is supposed to be a country, right? So definitely we are looking towards our country. So I will check. We have USA, okay, United Kingdom, and the rest. So yes, so this is basically what we want. We want to be able to filter all these records where we just have United Kingdom as our country. So we want to see the customers that come or that their countries or their country is United Kingdom. That's basically what we want to do, right? We've been able to decipher that question. Now we head back and we go and we say select, right? Just like I explained initially, we want all the records. select all from what table? Customer table. Where now, what column are you interested in filtering from? Country, right? Is equal to. So we are not doing like here, right? We are not saying does country have United Kingdom in it. No, we are not doing that. We want to be able to see that our country column is equal to what we called it United Kingdom, right? Or Brazil or Germany. So we are not saying does Brazil have Z in it, or does Brazil have 2-letter words behind it, right? That's basically what we are not doing. That we want to just see countries that have our United Kingdom country, right? We want to see customers that come from United Kingdom. That's basically what we want to do. So let's see, we'll put in our string, or rather our quotation, and say United Kingdom. Yep. So that's basically it, right? So when we run this, then we do see. So voila, we have our customers, right, that come from United Kingdom. But let's be sure. Let's be sure. Hold on. So this is basically the syntax that we would write, and it is the correct query. But let me check. Yeah, I think that's that. So yes, we are good to go, right? So that is it. So if I want to see, if I head back to my execute SQL, if I say I want to basically see, I want to be able to see Brazil, right? What customers do we have in Brazil that comes from Brazil? Their country is from Brazil. We can do the same thing and just change it to Brazil. See, it gives us all the customers that hails from Brazil, right? So there's something that I wanted to show everybody, which is a syntax called lower, uppercase, and the rest. So let's say we want to basically see, let's say we have in this column, maybe everything is small letter, right? Let's say our country column, our Brazil is basically all of them are small letters. We don't have the capital B and the rest, right? We can just basically come here and say lower, right? And we tag our country this, so that it converts this country column to everything to be lowercase, right? So let's do the same thing for United Kingdom. Let's see. Who knows? We might still have a country that has everything small letter or lowercase. United Kingdom. Let's be sure. So if I do this and I run this, so meaning that we basically don't have, right? We basically don't have a country that has United Kingdom in lowercase, right? So everything is in proper case, right? Where you have the first letter of the word to be capital letter and everything is in small letter. Then K will be in capital letter, everything in small letter. So when you are trying to lowercase your country, so that this will be lowercase, it will go to check for the country that has small letter U and everything on lowercase, right? But we don't have that entry. That's why it's giving us nothing. So, but you can be able to do this when you have different dynamics in your country column, right? You can even come here to fix upper, right? Upper, and then it helps you check for any entry in your country column that has everything on uppercase, right? So if you do the same thing, I'm sure that it will not give us anything, because everything in our country column is in proper cases, right? And we know what proper case means. So come and remove this. Right, once I run this again, yeah, so it still gives us United Kingdom. So everything in our country column is in proper case. So we don't need to merge it with a lowercase syntax or uppercase syntax to help us, give us more dynamism, right? So yes, I think that is all from me, and I hope we've been able to use lower, upper, understand percentage, understand underscore, been able to use like syntax as well to play with different text data type column, right? So I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.